Hello, welcome to SMT Call. Today we are going to solve the day 12 of September Lead Code Challenge. So today's problem name is combination sum 3. So let's try to understand the given problem statements first, then we will try to design one solution for the same. So what they are saying here, we will be given two integer, one is k, another one is n, right? And we need to find all the possible combination of k numbers that add up to a number n. So what they are saying here, so suppose for the first example, right, you can see the k is 3. So we need to find three numbers and exact three number, not less than 3, not greater than 3, okay? And here my total, if I add those three numbers, my sum will be equals to 7 because n is 7 here. So if you check that if I pick this three number 1, 2, 4, this particular combination will give me our expected sum or n value, right? So if I add 1, 2, 4, then that will give us 7 only. So for the second example also, if you where n is equal to 9, that means we need to find all the combination of three numbers where my sum will be 9. But there are a couple of things to keep in mind, that all the numbers should be positive integer and our solution set must not contain any duplicate combination. So all the combination should be unique, okay? So for the second example also, you can see that we can find out three possible combination. One is 1 to 6, then one is 1, 3, 5, and one is 2, 3, 4, where if I add these three number, it will be always 9, okay? So this is the problem statement. So let's try to solve it. Let's try to see one solution. Okay, so what is known to us right now? So we know that our digit will be between 1 to 9, right? So this is known to us, and we also know that we need to consider three numbers only, right? Where k is equals to 3, and our actual sum or n should be at max 7. So what I will do, I am going to take declare another extra list where I am going to keep track these three number, right? So I am going to declare one. So in this case, since our k is 3, I am going to take one list where it will contain 3 digits, right? Now what I will do, I need to check all the possible combination, right? So now what I will do, I will initially pick 1 and I am going to insert 1 here in our actual list where I am keep tracking all the digits. So I pick 1. Now I know that it should be always unique, right? So we cannot use same digit again and again, right? So for that, so I need to find other two digits because I already pick 1. I will find it. It should be lies between 2 to 9. So in the next iteration, I will keep checking for this rest of the element of our array only, right? Or digits only 2 to 9. So now suppose I pick 2 now, right? So again, in the next iteration, I will find numbers between 3 to 9. So suppose again I pick 3 now, right? So and if in this case my sum is 1, 2, 3, that is 6, but that is not equal to 7. So this cannot be my one possible combination, right? So what I will do, I am going to remove the last one, right? The last number from our possible combination. So my list again will contain only 1 and 2. Now I will pick 4, okay? And I will check, okay, is that matching? Yeah, I can see that 1, 2, 4 is matching. It's giving us the expected answer. Then we can add this particular combination in our result list and we can return it, okay? So using this simple logic, we can solve it. So basically we are using kind of backtracking. So what we are doing here, we will pick one number and we will pick the second number from the rest of the numbers, and we will keep doing this until my size is equals to k. So whenever I will see that my size is increasing or size is more than k, then we will remove the first top number. So for this example, right, so our initial combination was 1 to 3 where size is equals to k, 3 only, and I will see that this is not giving us the expected sum, right? So what we are doing, we are going to remove the 3 and we are going to add another number, right? 1, 2, 4. So in this way we are going. So we are checking for all the possible combination, and if it is not matching the criteria, or if it is giving us the expected answer, we are going to add that in our actual result list and we will backtrack and we will try to find out the other solution, right? So in this way we can solve it. So let's try to write the code for the same using Java. So as I already told you, we need a couple of lists. Basically, one is for the actual list of list of integers. In this we are going to track the actual results, and apart from these, let's initialize that first. So it should be new array list, and again this array list will contain another list, okay, list of integer. And apart from this, we need one temporary list where we are going to keep tracking or keep adding this number, right? Okay. So let's declare that quickly. So it should be list integer again, and let us name it as CU or current list, you can say. And again we are going to take the add list implementation here. Okay, fine. And now what I need to do, I need to call this function recursively, right? So I will define another separate method, helper method you can say, and we are going to call that. So let us name it as helper, and we are going to pass couple of parameter. One is should be the actual result, where we are going to keep adding all the combination. We need to pass this temporary list also, CU, and apart from this we need to pass the k value, we need to pass the n value, and apart from this I need one more extra variable where I will keep, where using which I can know that I need to start from this position, right? Suppose I pick 1, then I will know that I need to start from 2 only, right? So let us name it as start only, right? So initially it will be from 1 only because we are not considering 0, okay? And once we are done, we are going to return the result list, okay? Now quickly write the implementation of this helper method. So it should be a private method since we are calling it from this class only, and return type should be void because we are not going to return anything. We are just keep adding the possible combination in this list and we are returning that result, okay? And what should be the input parameter? Obviously we need this list, the actual list where we are going to return. So let us name it as result only. Apart from that, we need to use the pass this current list. So let's add that also. Let's list of integer CU, and apart from this we need int k and int a, whatever we are getting input, the sum and total number of digits, and we are taking that extra start index, right? Probably. So let us name it as start val. Okay, done. Now what I need to check, so there can be some scenario, right? So suppose I pick 1, then if my n is 7, right? So that means we need to still find out two number where the sum will be 6. So probably I pick 2, then again my sum will be 4, right? Remaining sum. So now suppose I pick another number 7, right? So in this case it will go to negative, right? So we need to keep checking those conditions also to avoid extra iteration, okay? So I will check. So here sum is obviously n, right? So if n is less than 0, then we can stop execution, right? So it should be written. We will stop execution, we will return from here only, okay? Apart from this we need to, so suppose whenever I will find that all the possible correct combination and whenever I will see that my sum is also exactly equal to the n value, then we need to add it, right? So let's write logic for the same. So again I will check if my n is equals to, okay, so what I will check, so whenever that means, so suppose I found this combination, right? 1, 2, 4. So whenever I will see that my sum is equals to 0, then I know that I found my correct sequence or correct combination, and then I will check the total number of digits, and then we are going to add that in our actual list. So let's write logic for the same. So if my sum is equals to 0, and I will check that the size is also equals to k or not, right? So if and k equals to our current list size, then we are going to add that in our actual result list, okay? So we should write result dot add, and we are going to add this current list into the result list, okay? So since in Java list and all everything is reference only, so we need to create a new array list so that it will create new reference. It will, if I directly add it, then it will create problem later also, right? Because we are going to modify this current or temporary list again and again. So we are going to add new array list, and we are storing integer, and we are going to add cu here, okay? So now what else? Once we're done, then we can stop execution and we can return from here, right? Whenever I found one sequence. Now let's write the actual for loop implementation where we are going to calculate all the possible combination, right? So for that I need to take one for loop int, and from where should I start? So we are passing the start value, right? Initially we will start from 1, then suppose if I already pick 1, then I will start from 2 only, right? So it should be int I should be start value. So initially I should be equals to start value. Initially it will be 1 since we are passing 1, right? And we need to run it when still 9. So I should be less than 10, and we are going to increment I in each iteration, okay? Now what I need to check, now what I will do, so whenever suppose I found only one digit, first digit, right, 1, I am going to immediately add that in our temporary list or CU. So I will add it CU add I, okay? So now suppose I pick one and I added it to our list, right? Now I will check for other combination. So I will call this method recursively. So it should be helper method, and again I am going to pass the result list. I am going to pass my temporary list. I am going to pass the k value, and in this case n is our sum, right? So I already picked one number, right? So suppose we are finding total sum 7, so I picked 1. So my remaining sum will be 7 minus 1. It will be 6, right? So I will write that only. So it should be n minus I. And what should be my next start index? So I know that I picked 1, so I will start from 2 only, right? So it should be I plus 1. And suppose I found one combination, then I need to backtrack, right? So suppose I found 1 to 4, but there can be other possible combination also, right? So we need to backtrack. So I will going to remove the last element of the list, and I will insert another element, right? So we need to remove the last element also, right? So we should call cu.remove. And what I will do here, so I am going to remove the last element, right? So it should be cu.size and minus 1, right? Since index starts from 0. I think that's pretty much for the code. Let's quickly run it and check whether it's compiling or not. Okay, I think our solution is running and it's giving us the expected answer. Let's quickly submit. Okay, I think our solution is also accepted. So let's try to analyze the code once again. Then we will try to identify the time and space complexity for the same. So if you check the code, we can see that in worst case scenario, the time complexity will be order of k, because we are not using any nested loop. So time complexity should be linear only, and in worst case scenario, we at max the time complexity should be order of k only, right? What about for the space complexity? Again, our list size will be at max to k only, right? So again, our space complexity should be order of k. So I think that's pretty much for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.